it going, guys? Welcome to my humble abode, Mikasa Sukasa. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to set up the Ruck SOP, the new one that was set this morning. So what you're going to want to do is first take your actual rucksack off of the frame. So you're going to want to have three main pieces. So the actual rucksack itself, have the straps completely disconnected. So these back Velcro straps, undo them, take them off of the frame, and then you're going to want to have the frame bare up here. As you can see right here, you have what are called load lifters. Kind of see the back. It's like a metal piece that hooks in. On your ruck, at the moment, they should be up in this top slit up here. Okay, so you're going to want to take them out and put them down here. It's going to be the top slit after the main crossbar. Okay, so once you have your load lifters into that slit right there, you're going to start putting your straps lower down on the frame. So what you're going to want to do is, this is why we took the main ruck off. It's going to make this a lot easier. So you're going to start with the bottom ones, with the bottom Velcro straps, and you're going to work up. So first thing you want to do is find the bottom Velcro straps and put them roughly about 2 to 3 up. I would say probably 2 up into this second slit. You're going to flip it over, push it down through like such. Okay, and you should see it like this. And now on this side, you're going to push it down and through. So it should be through both sides like that. So if you look on this other side, you're going to see this. So it can cross over and Velcro back. But in order to keep the actual straps themselves down, you're going to have to, okay, so like I was saying, you got to put this through these 2 eyelets that are on the back of the main part of the straps right here. What you're going to do, if you have enough Velcro strap left, like I do here, you should on the bottom pieces initially. At the top pieces, you might not have enough to do this, but you're going to push it through both eyelets, pull it tight, and then you're going to come back through one of the eyelets. Like that. Pull it tight, Velcro it down. Just a small amount of Velcro is enough. These eyelets should keep it tight. So just like that, and now you have one side done. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. So however far up you went, I went up 2 after the crossbar. So 1, 2, here. Locate the lower strap. 1, 2. There we go. Down through. And the reason you're going down through, in this case would be like sky to ground, is so that the Velcro is exposed. So then you do the same thing. Down through and back up. And this is much easier when the ruck itself is off of the frame, because you can utilize both sides of the frame. Okay, so once you get it through these 2 slits, you're going to push it through both eyelets. I already tested this one, and this strap itself is actually not long enough to push back through the eyelet. So in this case, you're just going to make the eyelet as tight as you can to the frame. Pull this across as tight as you possibly can, and Velcro it down wherever there's Velcro space. So now you have the bottom 2 done. Now you have to do the top 2. So you're going to do the same thing, but in this case you're going to keep it low, and you might have to do some crossing over. So I'm going to start with the right side, sky to ground like usual. Okay, but in this case I'm going to have to cross down to here because I can't put it through these side slits. I'm going to go down and up. And in this case, I'm not going to be able to push it back through the eyelets again, so I'm going to have to go through both. second one, same thing. This, the Velcro's exposed. Through here, down through here. Locate the eyelets right here. This one's extra tight, so it's kind of hard. Push through both eyelets. The eyelet should actually holds the straps to the frame. Then I'm going to pull it. Okay, so now you have all 4 Velcro straps connected to the back of your frame, and it's lower than it was before. So before, the top straps were up here, the bottom straps are here. We just moved them down. Okay, so now you want to connect your straps to the load lifters. So what you're going to do is push it through the top part first. So when you put your load lifters in, you want to make sure that the like more pointed end, or the rounded end, I guess, is facing down towards the back strap or the back cushion. And so the first thing you're going to do is take the top strap of your actual straps, and you're just going to pull it through the top part of the load lifter. This is going to take some kind of jiggling because there's 2 notches that hold them in. You pull it in the top part, then feed it through the bottom part, and this is where you actually are able to lift the load off your back. So when you put these straps on, you pull them, and it pulls the whole frame up higher. So push it through like that. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing for the other one. Okay, so now that you have the straps connected to the frame, you can see just like this. You should be able to put it on, loosen and tighten the load lifters right here. So when you actually get your ruck on, I tucked them in here. Where's the other one? Right here. So when you actually put your ruck on, you can tighten it, and it'll bring the whole ruck up, or the whole frame up onto your back. Okay, so now you need to put the ruck back onto the frame. So what you're gonna do is you wanna put now the ruck as high onto the frame as possible. So we lowered the shoulder straps so that we can put the ruck higher, and then ideally that'll push the ruck higher up onto your back and make it more comfortable for you to ruck with. Okay, so I like to start with the top, so that's where I can see how high the whole ruck needs to be. So I'm going to start with the top hooks. So these things right here, I believe everyone got them when they were connected into this slit right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to undo that, and you're going to put it through the top slit. This is where your load lifters used to be, and you moved them down. Okay, so you're going to push this through here like this. Get it as tight as possible, because it's easier to tighten it now. Push it through this eyelet and back through here, keeping it as tight as possible to the frame. You don't want this loose, or the ruck will be hanging off your back. Okay, so there's one, and then you're going to do the other one. Okay, so once you have those 2 connected in, you're going to find these 2 pieces like this. If you can zoom in. These are going to go through each slit, and it basically holds the ruck tight to the frame. So you're going to find one on both the left and right side. So what you're going to do with these is you're going to connect them through the slit right below the one you just used. So it's the second highest slit. Just going to pull it through. It's going to take some work. You might need a multi-tool if you have one. If not, stick something through the little hole in here and just pull it through. Okay, so now that you have both of those through here, these actually connect to the tightening straps on your ruck flap. So they're going to be loose when your ruck is open, but as soon as you fill your ruck and tighten the straps down, that's going to lift your ruck up higher again, and it's going to make sure that even if these come slightly loose, it's still going to stay up high on your back. Okay, so now you have to connect the main part of the ruck. So if you look to the side of the ruck, you're going to find the same types of pieces, these connector pieces, and basically you're just going to have to go down and find
slits to put them in. You're going to want to put them in as high as possible. I'll show you where I would put them, but if you can't get them exactly where I'm putting them, the only rule of thumb here is to make sure that both sides are symmetrical. So they need to be in the same slit, the same distance down from the top each time. So that way your ruck's not tilted one way or another. So in my case, I'm going to put the top one in the first slit right after the first crossbar. I'm going to put the second one in the first slit right after the second crossbar. I'm going to put the third one in the sixth slit from the bottom.
Okay, after some finagling for a little while,
Finally got in all these hooks through each slit. And you can see this one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. First one down from the first crossbar. This one's not in correctly. I'm going to switch it real quick so you can see if it's messed up. This one should be first one down from the second crossbar. Okay, now they're all the same. Okay, now what you want to do is the last thing. You're going to find these straps on the side. When you took your ruck off, these straps should have been hooked through. And what you're going to have to do is they're going to be hooked behind your sustainment pouches here, and you had to unhook them from this right here. This just keeps, it's another way of keeping the ruck attached to the frame. So basically what you're going to have to do is now move these up. It's going to be the first slit, the first vertical slit at the top. You're going to push it through tight, push this behind your sustainment pouch. Find this eyelet here through the back one, then through the front one. Pull it fairly tight, not too tight because you don't want your actual ruck being inhibited by it. And then just push it back through and tuck it in. And then tuck it behind your sustainment pouch.
okay, you're gonna do that on that side and this side. Okay, so now you can see it's all put back together. Awesome. The last thing you're gonna wanna do is you just re-put back together your ruck. You're gonna have a lot of loose straps. These straps are the only straps you're not going to actually, this strap as well. So this middle strap and these two tightening straps. And for good measure, this strap right here and this strap right here, you're not going to tie down. That's for actually tightening your ruck. The rest of the straps, what you're gonna wanna do is roll them up tight into a tight formed roll. Here, I'll do this real quick. It's pretty self-explanatory. Take a piece of electric tape or duct tape, wrap it one time around, and you're good to go. That way, it's not hanging, it's not dangling, this isn't gonna come loose, and you should be good to go. So, any straps that you're gonna use to tie down, actually. So I said these main 5, but the ones on your sustainment pouch you wanna leave open because you're gonna tie down. This one that you pulled through the frame, you're definitely gonna wanna roll up and tape up. This one on this side. And then you're just gonna make sure your sustainment pouches are secured to the bag. So just like we did on our flicks, how you fed it through and weaved it through each loop, you're gonna do the same thing with your sustainment pouch. So right now my sustainment pouch is a little messed up here. I'm gonna wanna weave it through and just get it as tight and cinched down to the bag as possible. All right, now your ruck should be set up. If you have any issues with it, let an MS4 know, and we'll help you out.